That Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh are expecting their second child, and the announcement, equal parts adorable and internet breaking. The couple shared the news on social media with a sweet nod to their daughter Dua, instantly sending fans and celebrity friends into celebration mode.
And North Korea fired ballistic missiles into the sea on Sunday, accelerating its missile launches amid Iran war tensions and talk of possible meetings with the US and South Korea. Pyongyang's intense missile activity, this was the fourth such launch this month, and the seventh of the year, is meant to display its self-defense capabilities while gaining international leverage, some experts say. And North Korea fired ballistic missiles into the sea on Sunday, accelerating its missile launches amid Iran war tensions and talk of possible meetings with the US and South Korea. Pyongyang's intense missile activity, this was the fourth such launch this month and the seventh of the year, is meant to display its self-defense capabilities while gaining international leverage, some experts.
That quitting weed may feel difficult at first, but health experts say the body and brain begin changing almost immediately within just 1 week. Weed, or marijuana, remains one of the world's most widely used drugs. Many users rely on it for relaxation or stress relief, and it is also prescribed medically in certain conditions in many countries. However, researchers warn that stopping regular use can trigger rapid physical and psychological reactions.
And the Federal Investigation Agency, FIA, has announced multiple job vacancies across various positions, inviting applications from candidates nationwide. According to the advertisement, a total of more than 300 posts have been announced, including Assistant BS15, Sub-Inspector BS14, Stenotypist BS Upper Division Clerk BS13, Lower Division Clerk BS11, Assistant Sub-Inspector BSL9, Constable BSL5, and Constable Driver BS5, and Staff Car Driver BS4. And it was supposed to be one of the biggest nights of her career until everything changed in an instant. Nicole Kidman is opening up about the moment she learned her mother had died, just minutes before accepting Best Actress at the Venice Film Festival in 2024. And Sarah Ferguson was keeping a low profile ever since the Epstein files had turned her life upside down, but she was out of sight, sparking concerns about her whereabouts since February. The former Duke and Duchess of York were the booed out of Royal Lodge earlier this year, given the public uproar over the horrifying allegations against Andrew and Fergie. The royals were forced to take action in order to control optics.
That the crucial Strait of Hormuz will not reopen until the United States lifts its naval blockade on Iranian ports, Tehran said, as a top official warned that a final peace deal remained far off. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, Speaker of the Iranian Parliament, said in a televised address that there has been progress in talks with Washington, but there are many gaps and some fundamental points remain.
And Justin Theroux just unlocked his newest role, Dad. His wife, Nicole Bryden Bloom, casually broke the internet with a soft launch baby reveal on Instagram. The couple welcomed a baby boy, name still under wraps, and yes, the first photo is already doing numbers. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who concluded their 4-day visit to Australia on Saturday, returned to Montecito and reunited with their 2 children. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex had taken a number of philanthropic engagements, along with participating in some other key events. And although they did not have the resources of the royal family like they did in 2018, they managed to pull off an arguably successful tour on their own. And the war began on December 24th, 1979. Washington first offered Pakistan $400 million. President General Zia-ul-Haq dismissed it as peanuts. Islamabad refused. In 1981, the two sides agreed to a $3.2 billion 6-year military and economic assistance package. A second phase followed another $4.2 billion for 1988-93. And GDRAT. The Federal Investigation Agency, FEA, on Saturday arrested a group of 4 persons, including 3 women, at Sialkot Airport for being involved in beggary in Saudi Arabia. A senior FEA official said the group of passengers, and namely Shah Nawaz, Shazia Sonia and Farzana Bibi, all residents of Islamabad, arrived at the Sialkot International Airport from Saudi Arabia via Oman. And they were questioned by immigration officials due to suspicious travel history, and upon inquiry, they admitted to engaging in organised beggary in Saudi Arabia. And Lahore. Police claimed on Saturday to have arrested the prime suspect involved in snatching a mobile phone from a girl riding a scooty. According to police, suspect Adnan Yousaf was arrested from the Chung area after being injured. And the history of Western engagement in the Middle East and South Asia reveals a pattern in which radical Islamist movements were frequently used as strategic assets against secular or leftist rivals. And the Central Intelligence Agency's CIA involvement in the 1953 coup against Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh in Iran is now well documented. The CIA coordinated with influential clerics such as Ayatollah Kashani and to incite religious opposition against the Mossadegh regime. Mossadegh had nationalised British and American economic interests in the country. And Karachi. In light of continuing regional conflict and vigorous peace promotion efforts in Islamabad, Dawn Media, the organisers of the Breathe Pakistan International Climate Change Conference, and announced the temporary postponement of its second conference, which was originally scheduled to be held on April 22-23. The conference is now scheduled to be held on May 6-7 at the Jinnah Convention Centre in Islamabad. And the organisers regret any inconvenience caused to national and international speakers, partners and participants.
That. Amongst Iran's conditions in the 10-point plan Tehran forwarded to the US as part of the ceasefire was a demand for compensation for the damage inflicted on the country by America and Israel on Feb 28. As per reports, that the issue of war reparations was also brought up during the recent negotiations in Islamabad. Many international law experts say that the US prima facie is liable to pay Iran compensation, that especially where attacks on its civilian infrastructure are concerned. The extent of damage is considerable.
And Pakistan's diplomacy to end the war between Iran and the US has been in full swing during the last few days, and apparently these efforts are yielding results, as hinted by statements from both sides. The outcome of the talks between Iran and the US will become clear soon, but the war has already triggered a shift on the global strategic chessboard, where Pakistan has found a new role.
That. Islamabad Maritime Affairs Minister Mohammad Junaid Anwar Chaudhry announced on Saturday that construction has begun on an eco-friendly floating jetty at the Karangi Fisheries Harbour Authority, KOFHA. The project, costing $120 million, and aims to facilitate the offloading of export-quality fish.
And Karachi. State Minister for Finance Bilal Azhar Kiani reaffirmed on Saturday the government's commitment to inclusive, consultative and growth-focused economic policymaking ahead of the federal budget 2026-27. And speaking during an extensive interactive session with members of the business community, exporters and the media at the Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, KCCI, and he said stakeholder engagement was central to shaping national fiscal priorities, according to a news release.
Islamabad. Pakistan's food import bill surged to $7.9 billion in the first 9 months of the current fiscal year from 615 BN in the same period last year, driven mainly by higher purchases of sugar and edible oil. However, exports of raw food items recorded a steep decline, falling to 380 BN in 9MFY6 from 575 BN a year earlier, a contraction of 3390 PC, according to official data.